Well, hello, my loves. Welcome back to the Twin Flame Daily Tarot. My name is Tony, and this is the Twin Flame forecast for the new moon in Libra on October 16th, 2020. However, anytime you are here is exactly when you are intended to be here because time is limitless. So hello, welcome back to my returning subscribers, and hello if you are new here. I am so glad that you found me. So, as I said, this is the Twin Flame forecast. This will be for the week of October 16th, 2020, the new moon in Libra. So the way this works, if you are new here, is I pull first for our divine feminine, next I'll pull for our divine masculine, and lastly, I will pull for the collective twin flames. As always, if you see a deck of cards you like, they will be linked down below in the description. And when I say divine feminine and divine masculine, divine refers to holy, feminine and masculine do not refer to one specific gender. Are y'all ready? Because I'm super ready. Let's get out our sage. You can see it's still smoking from where I set the room. And I just want to show y'all, look, this piece of sage, it was about this big a few days ago, and I lit it. I was walking around and I was spiritually cleansing the house, and I was letting it burn. It caught the middle on fire, as you can see, and it went straight up and it burned all the way through. And I mean, the house was so smoky. You've never seen anything like it. It was wild. I thought the smoke detectors were going to go off. All right, let's get the sage lit so we can clear this table. There we go. Nice and smoky. Good. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. We clear, we bless, we protect this space. We clear, we bless, we protect this space. And I'm going to clear, bless, protect, activate, and fully align all my chakras and energetic auric grid systems. Ooh, yeah. That feels delicious. Let's set the tone for this reading. All right. And last but not least, if I can pick it up, let's get our blade out and let's set our intentions for this reading in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We ask our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please be present with us. Please help us to understand and to interpret these messages as we receive them. So are y'all ready? Because I am so ready. I've had a few weeks off. I took a break. I'm back, refreshed, and better than ever. So let's get it going, twinsies. Let's do this. First up, we are going to pull a general card for both of the collective twin flame couple, for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It's going to be getting into the vortex with Abraham Hicks. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit. What messages do we have for our twin flames today? What message do you have for our divine masculine and, oh, that was not a great shuffle, but that's okay. Our divine masculine and our divine feminine. Let's find out what messages do we have for the twin flames today. We need one card, please. There's three, but one landed by itself, so we're going to pull this card. All right, twins. Let's see what messages we start this day out with. Okay. I am a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. I love this. This is one of my favorite cards. Card number 9. This means you are at the end of a cycle and some new cycle will be beginning soon, but first you have to wrap up this cycle, okay? You live in a vibrational universe that is managed by the law of attraction. And so it is important for you to acknowledge that you are vibrational beings, constantly emanating vibrational signals of desire. And when from your human form, you offer a vibration of what you want, because you know what you don't want, so now that you know what you do want. You cannot contemplate any subject without equal components of wanted and unwanted appearing vibrationally in your experience. So what they're saying here is that, you know, we are all vibrational beings. We all offer up a vibration all day. And that vibration, the vibration that you put out is, thanks to the law of attraction, what the vibration that you put out is the vibration that you receive, okay? And you are emanating what your wants and your unwants all day long, okay? So the most interesting thing that's what it's trying to teach you is like, let's say you're in a relationship and the relationship doesn't work out, okay? And this person has taught you a lot about what you do not wish to have in future relationships. Yeah? Okay. Well, now that you know what you don't want, guess what? The beautiful thing is, now that you know what you don't want, you know exactly what you do want. And that is the most beautiful thing. So what they're saying is basically you cannot consider a subject and consider a subject of something that you want without at the exact same time offering up a vibration of what you don't want, because now you know what you do want, you know what you don't want. Now, the cool thing and the interesting thing about the universe is that when you tell the universe, hey, this is what I do want and this is what I don't want, and now you've offered up both of those vibrations, the universe is going to give you both things, the things that you don't want and the things you do want and you don't want, because you've said to the universe, this is a vibration of what I do want and this is the vibration of what I don't want. And the universe can't really distinct. It just knows it's the energy. It's just energy. It doesn't say, oh, well, you don't want that, so I won't give you that. No, you have offered up the vibration of what you don't want to the universe as well as what you do want. So here's the catch. When the thing you want comes, grab it, take it, hold it. And when the thing you don't want comes, smack the heck out of that thing. Say, oh, no, ma'am, not today. I'm not playing that game. I said I don't want you. And show the universe you don't want that. The more you reject the things you don't want and the more you accept the things you do want, guess what happens? You get more of what you do want and less of what you don't. That's the thing. People don't understand. They're like, well, I said I don't want this thing. Then why do I keep getting it? Because you're thinking about it. You're saying I don't want it. And that's energy. That's a vibration. And that energy is coming straight to you. Well, show the universe that you don't want it by rejecting it, pushing that energy away every time it comes your way. And the more often you push something away and stop getting, okay, let's qualify this. Just because you said you don't want something doesn't mean you're not thinking about it, doesn't mean you're not dwelling on it. And as long as you keep that energy coming as long as you're thinking about it and reliving that experience over and over and over, that energy is going to keep coming to you. The less you focus on the energy, the less that energy comes to you. Understand? Okay. That was a very long-winded conversation just for the first card, right? I'm sorry. Let's just jump ahead, though. Divine Feminine, we are going to pull for you now. We're going to read from the Moonology Oracle. Oh, good energy. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit. What messages do we have for our Divine Feminines today? What messages do you have? Tell us, what can the Divine Feminine expect this week, or even this, during this new moon? During this new moon week, what can the Divine Feminine expect? Tell us. We need one card, please, for our Divine Feminine. There we go. Gorgeous. Look how fast that popped out. Oh, this is such a cool card. Don't let your past hold you back. That's the South Node. At the bottom of the deck, you did get adjustments are required. So you're being told that, you maybe are on the right path, but some adjustments may be required. And then it says, don't let your past hold you back. So it could be that you are, interestingly enough, I just said, even though we don't want something, we tell the universe we don't want something, we'll continue to think about it. We'll continue to allow our energy to be in that situation, and it will continue to come to us. Well, maybe perhaps the thing that you need to let go of, like I said, this is number 9. This is, the end of a cycle. The thing that you need to let go of is something from the past, Divine Feminine. Do not let your past hold you back. All right, let's open up the book and see what the book says about that, Divine Feminine. So the South Node is a karmic point, but it's the opposite of the North Node, and it relates to the past, perhaps even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you are asking about, there is a chance that age-old programming and conditioning might be stopping you from achieving all that you want. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come as a sign that the situation or the relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, maybe even toxic. It suggests that you or someone needs to be released, and that there's some kind of addiction going on or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing is for sure. When you get this card, you are being challenged to make some changes, even if staying where you are just feels easier and safer. So, Divine Feminine, again, the general collective is saying that, we are vibrational beings, vibrationally emanating our desires and our, just our desires, but the things that we don't want. And Feminine, you're being told to, not let your past hold you back. So it sounds like what you need to be focusing on letting go of is something from your past, perhaps some kind of toxic relationship, some kind of addiction or unhealthy attachment, okay? So you are being asked to release the past. Specifically, this could be for some of you, this could be a relationship that is karmic, okay? You could be having a karmic relationship, and this relationship has played out across many past lives, and that relationship needs to be let go of, okay? And, you know, I don't really dive deep into karmic relationships. You know, we talk about, if you've done any type of twin flame work, you've probably heard the term karmic relationship comes up. And basically what that means is a relationship that you have to go through because you're settling, you know, karmic energies, possibly from a past life, okay? And this is energy that you have to work through and clear out from your own energetic field. And so for those of you, you know, a karmic relationship is very different from a twin flame or a soulmate. A karmic relationship is here to help you clear your energy. You know, it's just, it feels different. And I don't really want to dive deep into that. But for some of you, it could be you are holding on to karmic relationships it's time to let go of. And, you know, and in fact, your attraction to that person could even be verging on the obsession and obsessive energy. Okay. I feel obsessive energy coming from this card, Divine Feminine. So it's time to let go of. Just because it's something that you can do does not mean it's something that you should do. All right, Divine Feminine. So take that energy to heart and understand that you are being asked to release something from your past that's holding you back so that you can move forward. All right, Divine Feminine. Let's see now if I can pick it up. Sorry about that. Just about spilled 78 cards. Divine Feminine. We are going to pull for you for your tarot for the Santa Muerte Tarot. I love this deck. The only complaint I have about this deck, if y'all get it, is that I've had this deck for a few months now. And as you can see, it's still very, very stiff. It's my only complaint. I really do enjoy this deck. Get energy, Divine Feminine, angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. What messages do we have for our Divine Feminine today? See? The Wheel of Fortune. Yes, exactly. The Wheel of Fortune is spinning and you've got a new cycle coming your way, but that cycle cannot head your way until you end this cycle. You have to let go of something from your past so that you are able to move forward, you know, and then you have that Ten of Swords. That's, well, I mean, that's kind of the collapse. That's kind of, I mean, okay, so Ten of Swords is like the end, right? The end of something, the end of a situation. Oh, we're about to shuffle that upside down. Let's not do that. So yeah, Ten of Swords. It's time to put a fork in it. It's over. It's done. Let it go. End that relationship, Divine Feminine. One more card and I'm gonna cut. Let's see what you get. Okay, well, interesting. Eight of Pentacles. So this is, you know, having very high standards, right? And so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's time for you to understand that this thing that you're holding on to that you need to let go of, which is exactly what your cards on the cut say. It's time to let go of. It's over. It's done. And it's time for you to, you know, you've got this Eight of Pentacles on the cut. This is about raising your standards, right? It's time for you to put yourself and your needs first. And maybe this thing that you're holding on to, you've been putting somebody else's needs first. No. That ain't working. That ain't working, Divine Feminine. It's time to let go of that nonsense, all right? Raise your standards, baby. Angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. We just need one card for our Divine Feminine. What messages do you have for the Divine Feminine today? Tell us. Whoop, that's just too many cards. We can't do that many. We need just one card, please. One card for our Divine Feminine. Tell us what can, there she goes, the Divine Feminine expect during this new moon. All right, Femins, let's see what we got. Oh, the Hangman. Number 13. 13 adds up to 4. 4 is the number of the angels. This is your angels letting you know that you are divinely supported and guided and you are not alone right now. Even if the energy, you know, probably feels just a wee bit stagnant. Wait, did I say the Hangman's number 13? No, your girl cannot add. That's 12. That's 12. All right, so number 12 adds up to 3. Again, though, this is this is you coming into, okay, so it's interesting. The Hangman is about, you know, solitary and you know, sacrifice. Well, I don't want to say it's sacrifice and release, but sometimes it can be about letting go of something, right? It means, you know, you've been kind of feeling kind of stuck and it's time to cut off that thing that's holding you back. So 13 adds up to, 12 adds up to 3. 3 is the completion of your conscious, your subconscious, and your superconscious, or, you know, the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or, you know, your higher self and God, you know, the source. However you want to look at 3 is always the completion, the fully complete picture. And so you're being told, Divine Feminine, It is time to let go of something that's making you feel less than whole. This thing that you're holding on to, this thing that you're hanging on to for, it looks like absolutely no reason. It looks like you are sacrificing yourself in an attempt to hold on to something that no longer serves your best and highest good. It is time to let go, Divine Feminine. Look at the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Cups. You know, this is about, well, I mean, the King of Cups, that's always the king of your heart. You know, always make sure we understand when I say King of your Cups, this is you getting, this is that king that brings you everything you want. This is your heart's desires coming true. But the other thing about the King of Cups is this is that king who's very in control and who's very balanced. I always call him that balanced king. And so this is about you getting your balance back. It's interesting because look at your cards, interestingly enough. If you actually look at your card here, doesn't this look like a cup? And this cup is, you know, upright. It's not being poured out. It's upright. And it's something that you're holding on to. It's something that you need to pour out. Well, look what the King of Cups is doing. He's downing that baby. He's like, taking that cup, pouring it out. I'm done. I'm letting it go. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. It's time to get control of the situation. It's time to cut off the thing that no longer serves you and let it go. Something you are holding onto from your past. It's time to let it go. It's time to pour out that cup and to move forward. Okay, interestingly enough, right under that King of Cups, once he pours it out and he gets that control back, that balance back, look what's right underneath him. The Nine of Cups. Wow. And the Chariot's right under that. But coming to the Nine of Cups, this is that emotional satisfaction and stability. So once you pour out this thing that makes you, you know, that's holding you back, this thing from your past that's holding you back, Divine Feminine, once you pour that out and you're able to take back control of the situation and you are no longer sacrificing your own happiness for somebody else, okay, then look what you get, emotional satisfaction. And then right under that, the Chariot. This is a new journey, a new adventure begins. Like I said, this is the end of a cycle. Something new is going to begin. But this new thing, this emotional satisfaction, none of that can even begin until you pour out whatever it is that you're holding back that's literally, you know, cutting you off from your own desires. All right. You are sacrificing yourself for somebody else. Probably it may not necessarily be someone else, but it could be an addiction, something from your past, something you're holding on to that no longer serves your highest and best good. It could even be like, let's say, I mean, this is a very extreme example, but let's say, you know, you've been in college now 14 years to become a doctor. You know, you've gone through pre-med, med school, you've done your residency. Here you are, and you know, in your fellowship year, and you're about to become a doctor. And like literally, you're a year away from being turned off into the world, become a baby doctor, and you're like, stop. Because never did you want to be a doctor. You were only a doctor going to med school the entire time because that's what your parents wanted you to do. That's what your family expected you to do. And you did it and you've never been happy. And you've been sacrificing your own happiness the whole time. Well, it's time to stop that. It's time to pour out this thing that you're holding on to that no longer serves you. It's time to let it go, get some control over your life, get some emotional satisfaction, and let that new happy journey begin. Okay, Divine Feminine? All right. Remember, Divine Feminine, again, you are a vibrational being and you are vibrationally emanating your desires. And the law of attraction brings vibrations that are alike together. So if you're vibrating about things that you don't want, you're going to be getting things that you don't want. All right. So it's time to stop letting your past hold you back, Divine Feminine. Dump that bitch out and get on with it. All right. Okay, Divine Feminine, I hope you found this helpful. And if you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. Please, please, please. Y'all have no idea how much it means to me when I look on there and I see I have another subscriber. I like jump for joy. Y'all don't even know. I'm working really hard here, and it's just nice to see that, you know, people actually care about what I'm saying. And I really, if I haven't told y'all enough subscribers, I love you. You're my favorite people next to my family. My family are my favorite people, but you're my second favorite people. And I love you. I love you so, 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 so much. And speaking of love, Divine Masculine, it's time for me to give you some love. Let's pull from the Halloween Oracle. This is a cool little deck. I would not recommend this deck for your first Oracle cards because it's very Halloween themed. I mean, it's obviously the Halloween Oracle. It's going to be Halloween themed, but it talks a lot about Halloween and not so much about the Oracle. So if this is your first Oracle, I would not recommend this as a first Oracle deck, but it is definitely a fun addition, okay? There he goes. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit. What messages do we have for our Divine Masculine this week on the new moon in Libra? Tell us, What can the Divine Masculine, if I don't drop the deck while I'm trying to shuffle it, sorry y'all, I'm trying to drop this deck. What can the Divine Masculine expect this week during the new moon in Libra? That beautiful new moon energy coming into play. Y'all, I don't know what my problem is with shuffling. Do y'all see this? Okay. Angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. We just need one card, please, for our Divine Masculine. Messages. That's way too many. What messages do we have for the Divine Masculine this week? Tell us more about what can the Divine Masculine expect during this new moon in Libra. There we go. All right, Divine Masculine. Graveyard, unnecessary fear. Okay, so it looks like some of you are worrying about things that you don't need to be wasting your time on. And then at the bottom of the deck, you did get hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. So that's interesting because I definitely think that plays right back into that. Let's look that up. Let's get this book out and look up graveyard. Oh, went too far. All right, Divine Masculine, graveyard. The stones, they mark the eternal resting place, yet the spirits, they are walking and they are ready for the chase. Oh, that's fun. Today's modern graveyards are restful places, normally highly manicured and very well set out. While they can be places of profound sadness, few are the creepy Gothic places of old, yet they still hold an undercurrent of fear and seem to be frightening places. Due to countless stories of haunted graveyards, the thought of walking through cemeteries evokes the fear in many of us. But hey, y'all, I'm going to tell you the truth. Your girl here, Tony here, I love cemeteries and graveyards. You will find me hanging out in cemeteries and graveyards. They're very peaceful, they're very calm, and they're usually very beautiful, and they don't bother me at all. I love cemeteries. I love looking at old tombstones. I love just learning the history of the city just by walking through a cemetery. It's very cool. You should try it sometimes. So the idea of being in a graveyard after dark, or even worse, at midnight, is the stuff of dares and nightmares. But this isn't with every culture. On the Mexican Day of the Dead, whole families picnic on the graves of their loved ones who have passed. Actually, when I lived in Asia, when I was in Guam during the Day of the Dead, that's actually true. You would see thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people all come to the cemetery, and they would all have picnics and dinners at sunset with their dead family members. It was incredible and beautiful to witness. Children play on the graves, people play music, they drink wine, they share the food with the company of the dead. All right, graveyard dust, and this is actually true. Graveyard dust is actually an ingredient in protective spells, not in curses, and protective spells, right? So when you see this card, you know that you are feeling fear unnecessarily. All right, it's telling you that you are worrying about something that's unnecessary. Things are not as they seem, and you are absolutely going to be able to overcome your obstacles, Divine Masculine. The anxieties that you have, although they are real, they should be put aside and not allowed to haunt you, okay? Instead, trust that you know the correct next steps and that you're going to act upon them, all right? It's interesting, like I said, right at the bottom, you did pull this. I don't usually read the bottom of the deck for the oracle cards, but it's interesting to me that you pulled the Hearth, because the Hearth card, when it pulls up in a reading, it's telling you that you're being asked to look at your idea of what home and family is for you, okay? And they're telling you to take time focusing on your love fire and have it burning brightly and to make relationships a priority. So I kind of feel like, because it's about family and relationships, the Hearth card is at the bottom of the deck. And a lot of times the card at the bottom of the deck is clarifying, your card here. So I feel like this has to do with your family and with relationships, and that Divine Masculine, you've got some unnecessary fears, and maybe you are even projecting those fears onto people. Perhaps even, and I do want to remind everybody, we are not only in Mercury retrograde right now, but we are also in Mars retrograde, okay? There is a lot of emotions running very, very high right now, and I can tell you for a fact, people are projecting a lot of stuff onto people, and they're taking, and I have a feeling, Divine Masculine, this is what specifically it means for you. Don't be projecting your fears onto other people. For instance, if you are concerned, let's say you're in a relationship and for whatever reason, I don't know why, you think that the relationship isn't doing well, and maybe even you think that your partner doesn't feel the same about you, and you've made it up in your mind, your partner doesn't feel about you the way they used to feel about you, and oh, it's just terrible, blah, 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 and you start projecting this onto your partner, and your partner starts feeling hurt and doesn't know why you are rejecting them. It's because you are having unnecessary fears. You haven't spoke to your partner, and now you're projecting those fears onto your partner, and you're actually making the situation so much worse than it has to be. Do not allow that to happen, Divine Masculine. I feel very much the reason you pulled this card is because I'm speaking specifically to the term projection. You're taking unnecessary fears. And remember, when we go looking for trouble, we will find it every single time. When you believe something, you will find evidence to confirm your beliefs. So it is unnecessary. And you're being asked, don't give into these unnecessary fears, Divine Masculine. And more than anything, do not project those unnecessary fears onto the people that you love. Speaking of unnecessary, I had to pause that. Y'all can't see behind the scenes here, but remember, I was just telling y'all about how my sage over the weekend got crazy and started burning. It did it again. I don't know if you can see on the camera how smoky this room is, but yeah, I just had to pause. All right, let's come back to y'all, Divine Masculine. Like I said, this is unnecessary. And so ask yourself right now, what fears are you dealing with right now? What worries are you facing? And are they necessary? Are they even needed? And are they true? Remember, Divine Masculine, again, you are a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. And when you put out the desire, what you do not want to the universe, guess what's going to happen? The unwanted will appear vibrationally in your experience. So you're being told, like I said, y'all both threw the number 9. 9 is about the end of the cycle. So you're being asked probably to let go of these fears and these unnecessary fears that you're bringing forward, Divine Masculine. Let's find out some more about that. Let's pull you a tarot. All right, we are going to pull from the Dolly. Hi, we're going to pull from the Dolly Tarot. Let's see what we get for you, Divine Masculine. Nice. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit. What messages do we have for the Divine Masculine? Look there, Judgment, right? So, by the way, Judgment is the number 20 and it is 2020. So I always think when it pops up this year that it's very specifically about this year. But, Judgment, exactly what it means. It means, getting a judgment, maybe getting an awakening. So maybe you need to awaken to the fact that you are spending time in unnecessary fear. Otherwise, I do think maybe this unnecessary fear may be coming from judgment, maybe judging yourself, judging others, judging a situation harshly, maybe. All right, let's see. What else do we get? Queen of Wands. She's my favorite queen. She's that queen that shows up to, give you that courage and that determination. All right. And even joy. She's a very joyful queen. And that's important to understand because you may be sitting in this lower vibrational energy of fear and you're being asked to step out of that fear and step into that Queen of Wands energy. And then lastly, let's see, 4, 9. Ooh, 9 of Cups. You both got 9 of Cups. And that's about feeling satisfied, okay? So you're being told right there, Divine Masculine, step out of that fear, turn your true north, face joy, all right? And when you let go of these fears and you see the happiness and the joy that's all around you, you will become more and more emotionally satisfied. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, spirit. We just need one card, please, for our Divine Masculine. Tell me, what can the Divine Masculine expect during this Libra new moon? And you've got 2 cards, and I love it because look at the first card you got. Again, that 9 of Cups. Oh, and then 4 of Cups. So that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, and then let's go to the bottom of the deck. Hang on, let me count. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, Divine Masculine. You've got some interesting stories here. So let's start here right back to the unnecessary fear. Okay, so, you're having worries. You're having fears that are unfounded. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Unfounded fears. That's the word. If I have to ask, what are these fears about? I think it has something to do with the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is maybe about reckless spending. Okay, there's 2 ways of seeing it. The 9 of Pentacles can be about the fruits of our labors, but giving that is sitting here with unnecessary fears. I have a feeling some of you are maybe spending beyond your means, maybe, and you've been a little bit worried about that. So sitting right here, let's talk about that. Maybe what you're worrying about is your finances. I think, in fact, probably what you're worrying about is your finances. And it's interesting because look, right underneath that is the Queen of Coin. I mean, so, Queen of Pentacles, she's that queen who worries about finances. She wants to be financially secure. And I think that's what it is. Maybe you've been spending a little bit more than you should lately. Okay. And it's time to maybe pull that back in. Don't let that get, out of control, and let's not ruin our credit just, because we, want something. Okay. But here, let's talk about these two cards playing together. We got first the Four of Cups, and then we have the Nine of Cups. So again, the Nine of Cups has shown up 3 times in this reading for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So this is definitely a message for both of you, and you both got 9, the 9 here. So this is about changing. The Nine of Cups, again, this is financial, I'm not financial, it's just satisfaction and emotional stability and being emotionally satisfied. And so, you've been feeling, hold on, let's jump here. Pause that thought, come here. Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is about feeling disconnected, okay? It's about feeling, sitting in a room full of people and feeling very alone, right? Feeling very disconnected from your life, feeling very disconnected from source. Very often it's being disconnected from your higher self and from source. And so I feel like that's what's going on here. You want to feel emotionally satisfied, Divine Masculine, but you've been feeling very disconnected, and you don't know why. You're not even possibly sure. I actually can relate to this card. I've been feeling this way myself for a few weeks. I absolutely understand what this is about. It's the wanting to feel this balance. Look, you've got literally the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine right here, right? This is, wanting to feel that balance, wanting to feel, it's emotional stability and satisfaction, but yet you can't. You just, even though there is no reason why you should feel this way, you do. Okay. If you look at your life right now, and if you were to take your life and put it down on paper, it all looks perfect, right? Everything, or not perfect, but there really isn't maybe necessarily a reason. Everything is feeling like maybe it's going on the right path, or at least getting to the point of getting, I know sometimes it takes a minute to turn that car around, but maybe you're in the process of making that U-turn, But regardless, despite the fact that everything appears to feel like it seems like you should be happy and content and satisfied and stable, you don't. You feel disconnected. And that disconnect, like I said, it's probably coming from a disconnect from your higher self, disconnect from source energy, okay? And that disconnect is coming due to unnecessary fears. You've got, literally, look how that's hanging right over this disconnect. That's unnecessary fears. Those unnecessary fears, I definitely, you got both of these cards sitting right here together, and then right under that, you have the Five of Wands, which is conflict. So yeah, you've got some conflict coming from financial security, and perhaps I have a feeling it has to do with spending beyond your means, maybe running up your credit, maybe something, buying things you don't really need, spending money when you should be saving it. Pause. I just heard very specifically, though, that some of you are doing this because you feel this way. Because you, even though life, you feel like, why do I feel so disconnected? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel, what is this crap I'm feeling? Because I should feel good. And some of you are emotional spenders. Some of you are going out and literally ruining your life right now because you're an emotional spender. I'm begging you, stop. She even came in reverse, this Queen of Coins. She's telling you, stop it. You're ruining your credit, and you need to knock that off right now. Look, there's the Five of Wands right under that. You're being told to stop. If you were an emotional spender, if you're spending beyond your means, if you're running your credit up, if you're buying things you know you do not need, you need to stop, because it's not bringing you satisfaction. In fact, the only thing it's doing is making you feel more and more and more and more like this. Because look, while you spend all your money buying things you don't need, and while you're out ruining your financial future doing that, and you're getting all these things that you think are going to bring you emotional satisfaction and stability, and yet the more and more and more and more you buy, the more things you have, yet you still feel like this, huh? That's because you are not, it's not things that are going to bring you emotional satisfaction. It's not things that are going to make you feel connected. What makes you feel connected is a connection to your higher self. What makes you feel connected is a connection to source energy. And for some of you, you're having unnecessary fears regarding that. I think some of you, it's interesting, is there's that moon again, and moon is that feminine energy. It's tapping into that inner source energy even. And some of you are afraid to tap into your own higher knowing, higher truth, higher wisdom. It is time to let go of that. You've been feeling very disconnected because you've been afraid to connect to yourself. You feel very disconnected from everybody and everything around you because you are not connected to yourself, your higher self, your capital Y higher self. And that's the problem, Divine Masculine. You're feeling very disconnected from yourself, and it looks like you are trying to ruin your financial future. Stop that right now. Stop spending money you don't have. Stop buying things you don't need, and get back into connection with yourself so that you can feel. This is the balance of the feminine and the masculine. Get into that connection so you can stop feeling disconnected. Okay, Divine Masculine. Face those fears head on. Know that they are unnecessary and they are causing. Those fears are just getting worse and worse and worse the more you spend. Your balance of what you owe doesn't get any less the more you spend. So stop it. Stop worrying about it and do something about it. And what does that mean? It means you need to work on tapping into your inner self, your inner knowing. I talk about this all the time, working on your alignment. It can be as simple as right now, hitting pause, walking outside, wherever you are, taking your little bare feet and just standing. I don't care if it's hot, cold, I don't care. Stand somewhere where you can feel Mother Nature, even if it's just opening a window, okay? And putting your hand outside. Ground yourself into Mother Nature. What does that mean? Stand. Imagine your energy, all your energy from your head to your toes, going straight from your crown all the way down through your feet into the ground, and release, 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 release. Connect to Mother Earth, connect your energy to Mother Earth, and now release. And it is just, this is not complicated. Literally say, I release all energy that is that's not mine and no longer serves my highest and best good. And any energy that isn't yours, and any energy of yours that no longer serves your best and highest good, Mother Earth is going to pull it into her. And then thank her. Say thank you. Thank you for receiving that. And then ask yourself to start, getting yourself in alignment. Pull the energy up from the earth through your feet, through your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown, shoom, straight up into the heavens and connect with source energy. Now pull that source energy down into you through your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, into Mother Earth, and boom. Now you're grounded and you're connected and you're in alignment with your higher self and with source energy. Was that hard? No, it really wasn't. It probably took 2 minutes. Now you are connected. Now you are grounded. Why don't you go do something good for yourself? Why don't you go meditate? Why don't you go pray? Why don't you go for a walk in nature? Do something to connect yourself to yourself and allow yourself time and space to receive guidance, wisdom, and answers that you need so that you can release these fears that no longer serve you, so you can quit spending money that you don't have, and so that you can stop feeling disconnected and start getting full balance with your higher self, with your divine feminine and the divine masculine that lives within each and every single one of us. Okay, divine masculine, I hope you enjoyed your message. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, please do. And if you haven't subscribed, please, please, please take 1 second, hit that little red button and turn it gray and subscribe. And I love you and thank you. Twins, guess what? Your turn. First, we're going to pull from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. I love this deck. We were just talking about this Oracle deck, and I was saying I wouldn't get this if you were going to buy an Oracle deck for your first deck. I wouldn't get this one because it's not necessarily a good starter Oracle deck. Well, this is a great starter Oracle deck, and I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. If you're looking for your first Oracle deck or a new Oracle deck, I very, very, very much recommend this Angels and Ancestors card. It's just very easy to use. The messages are just on point. I've really enjoyed this deck. Angels, Ancestors, Guardians, Guides, Spirit, what messages do we have for the divine twin flames today? Tell me, what messages do we have for our twin flames for the week of October 16th, 2020 during this new moon in Libra? It's funny, look what we got. Moon. I said new moon and we got the moon. All right. Angels, Ancestors, Guardians, Guides, Spirit. We just need one card, not 15, one card. There it is for our twin flames. I love it. Guardian angel, you are not alone. What did I tell you? You are not alone. You are divinely supported. You are never, ever, ever alone. And when you feel like you're going through this by yourself, so many times Divine Feminine, like I said, we've got to release something from our past. And sometimes it's very hard to do because we feel like we're the only one who is witness to our struggle, to our pain. And Divine Masculine, you know, you're going through this unnecessary fear where you're feeling a little bit, it's causing some disconnect, maybe even some reckless spending. And you feel like nobody understands what you're feeling. No, that's not true. That's not true. You are never, never, ever, ever, ever alone, okay? We're gonna get to this in the book. I just want to show you something very important. It's funny because look what you pulled at the bottom of the deck. Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. Surround yourself with protective energy because you are not alone. All right, let's see what the book says about that. You are not alone. Guardian Angel. Okay, let's see. Guardian Angel. Here we go. Watch for signs and reminders from your angels and loved ones that they are close by. Remember, they are working hard to guide you. So, I mean, listen, you don't have to believe in spirit. You don't have to believe in angels. That's fine. But do understand that when your loved ones pass over, their energy didn't just like disappear. I mean, you cannot, it is a fact of science. You cannot create or destroy matter. Yes. People, right now, you're looking at my hands. This is matter. Woo, look, there it is. Where does it go when I die? Well, it has to go somewhere. Your energy, your soul, the thing that you hear me talking and thinking with, my soul, it has to go somewhere and it doesn't just disappear, okay? So when your loved ones have passed on, they are still here with you and they are close by. Remember that they are working hard for you, all right? Everyone has a guardian angel who has been with them in all their past lifetimes and will be with them in all their lifetimes to come. So I want you to know that you are never alone and you will never, ever, ever be alone. This card is a huge reminder that there's always help and support available to you. Your guardian angel is with you now, right this very, oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the book. I'm not looking at the recording. My bad. Your guardian angel is with you right this very moment. And that your guardian angel is here to aid you in all of your endeavors. In order to fully receive their support, the first thing you have to do is ask for it, okay? And then surrender to the process. Know that whatever unfolds will be for your highest and best good. Understand something about angels. Angels are here to help. They're here to, you know, guide you and help you with life. But the thing is they cannot intercede. Okay, so your angels just can't come along and change the course of your destiny just because they feel the need, all right? You have to ask for help. You have to ask them to intercede. And more than that, you have to give them permission. The only time angels are ever allowed to intercede on your behalf without your permission is when your life is in a direct threat, when you are in harm's way, and if they don't do something to intercede, you will die, okay? Or seriously get hurt, you know, and wish you were dead. So that's the only time angels can interfere in your life. Otherwise, you have to ask for them to help you, and then you have to give them permission. You have to say, angels, I need help. I give you permission to do X, Y, Z, whatever it is you want them to do. And now, here's the important thing, and this is the most important thing, and this is the thing that everybody gets wrong. So please listen. It is important not only that you ask for help and that you give permission for that help, but then once you've asked and given permission, you have to surrender. You are no longer in control. You have asked for the higher authorities for intervention. And when they come in, you don't get to decide what they do. They decide what they do, okay? So ask, give permission, surrender. Do not try to interfere. Do not try to put your thoughts and energy into the process. Just let it go. The minute you ask for help, let it go. Let it go. Stand back and let it happen. Surrender to the process. And then as it comes to you, please, now that you've done those 3 critical steps, the 4th step is the most important step, and so many people mess this one up too. Receive it. Receive the help that you ask for. So many of us push it away when it comes. You ask for it. Why are you fighting it? Receive. So ask, give permission, surrender, and receive. Know that you are never alone and you never have to go through anything in your life by yourself ever, ever, ever. Okay, twin flames. Let's see one more oracle card for y'all today. Your next oracle card is going to be Healing with the Angels oracle cards. I'm trying to see, is this focus? I just realized how blurry that was. It's all right. Healing with the Angels. Let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. It was a little bit sticky, but it cleared itself. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. Look, it pops up. Archangel Michael. Anytime Archangel Michael shows up, that's your angels. Like, yep, you are not alone. Angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. What messages do we have for the twin flames? What do you want the twin flames to know about this week of October 16th, 2020? What can the twin flames expect during this new moon in Libra week? We just need one card on the table. Angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. We need one card, please, for our twin flames. Give us a message for our twin flames. Tell them more about what can they expect for this week during the full moon. Oh, almost. There we go. Balance. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Balance. That is so beautiful because that's exactly what the King of Cups is about. It's about, divine feminine we talked about. It's interesting because, look, you both got these cups here. You both are very much in your emotions this week because cups represent emotions, right? You're both dealing with a lot of heavy energies, a lot of heavy emotions even, and you're being asked to balance it, that's what you were being told right here. Divine feminine, it's about restoring that balance. And divine masculine, it looks like you've been sitting in some lower energies, all right? And divine feminine, to be truthful, feels like you are too. Both of you are being asked to restore the balance to the situation, to cut out those negative emotions. Again, you are both vibrational beings, vibrationally emanating desires. And when you offer a vibration of what you want, because you know what you don't want, so now you know what you do want, you cannot contemplate any subject without equal components of wanted and unwanted appearing vibrationally in your experience. So you're being asked to balance the wanted and unwanted. It appears that you two are focusing very much on the things you don't want. Looks like you're focusing on something from the past that you need to quite literally cut out of your life and restore the balance to. Divine feminine and divine masculine, it looks like you're focusing on unnecessary fears, perhaps spending more than you should, perhaps living beyond your means, which is causing you to feel very disconnected when that is not what you want. When what you think that buying all these things are going to make you feel happy, and it doesn't. It just causes you to feel less and less happy. And the reason is because neither one of you are feeling very balanced right now. I think this is very true for all of us. Here lately, I've noticed, especially in the United States, as the election cycle is ramping up, I don't notice a lot of people focusing on their own mental health as much. I see a lot of people getting angry and yelling and screaming, and you're being told to knock that off. You're being told to restore your own balance and, in fact, to step into your own higher wisdom, higher knowing. And how do you get to that? That's about, turning off the noise, turning off the distractions, and really working on your own higher self. Look at the bottom of the deck. You did pull soulmate, all right? So your soul is asking you, to please, 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 for the love of Pete, let's work on that balance. Let's work on, healing ourselves. Let's read what the book says about balance, twins. All right. It says, the angels know that you're busy with many earthly demands on your time. They want to help you with your responsibilities through the process of balance. Whenever our schedules become disproportionate, our energy drops. Lower energy creates the illusion that there isn't enough time in the day, so a vicious cycle of time limitation ensues. Your angels ask you to add regular doses of, this is exactly what I just said. Your angels ask you to add regular doses of meditation, exercise, and play to your days. They know that the balancing your life between work, play, spirituality, exercise, and relationships helps you to grow and to feel joy. If you feel overwhelmed by your responsibilities, do not ask God and your angels to lift your burden. Again, I just said that. Do not be afraid. Do not have unnecessary fears. Your angels are here to help lift those burdens. Ask, give permission, surrender, receive. There are 4 steps. Ask angels for help. Give them permission to intercede. Surrender to their help and then receive that help. God and your angels want you to know you are not alone. You don't have to go through this alone, twin flames, all right? This is some very heavy energy for both the independent twins, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You're both bringing some pretty heavy energy to this table. And I just get that feeling that both of you are going through this alone. You don't have to. It doesn't mean you have to turn to each other and talk to each other and bring each other into this. Although that is recommended, communication is healthy, but you don't have to. But what you're being told is that you are being asked to remember you're not alone. Your angels are here to help you. Okay, it's time to let go and ask for help. That's 100% what this is saying. This is the end of you not asking for help. You are being, this 9, focus. This 9 right here, this 9 is you ending the cycle of not asking for help. This 9 is you coming to the realization that you are not alone and you need help because you can't do this by yourself, okay? All right, twins, let's pull for your tarot and we will close out the reading for this week. We're going to pull from my favorite tarot deck of all time, the Golden Girls. Listen, if you have never bought a tarot deck, I cannot recommend this one enough. It is based on the Rider-Waite, traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's very much the similar pictures. So, if you're just learning the tarot, this is a very easy deck to learn on. I can't recommend it enough. Y'all should check it out. If you're into it, definitely check this deck out. All right, let's see what we got, y'all. Listen how crisp and sharp that deck is. Yeah. All right. Angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. What messages do we have for the twin flames? The Fool. The Fool. Some of you are maybe feeling a little foolish right now, even because that was in reverse. But, it's also a reckless energy, the Fool in reverse. So, again, this comes back to that spending maybe beyond your means, maybe even cutting off your nose to spite your face, not letting go of something. You're feeling very foolish. This is your turn, your time, is what I'm being told, to stop feeling so foolish and to step into your own power, all right? You have power over the situation despite how you feel. You are not powerless. You have complete control over the situation. You just have to reclaim your power, all right? What did I say? You have the strength to reclaim the situation, right? I'm about to knock over my tea. You have the strength to face whatever you're going through right now and know you are not alone, all right? You're not. You're not alone. All right, last card on the cut. Whew. 9 of Swords. That's just like that 10 of Swords that we pulled. I think it was in Divine Masculine. I can't really remember, but 9 of Swords is interesting. It's very similar to the 10 of Swords, but it's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of hopelessness. And like I said, I feel anxiety from both of you. I feel a ton of anxiety on both sides of this table. So I think that you are being told it's time to cut that out and to restore the balance within yourselves. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. We need 3 cards, please, for our twin flames. What messages do you have for the twin flames for the week of October 16th, 2020? What messages do you have for the twin flames for the new moon in Libra? What can the twin flames expect this week? All right, that's the first 2 cards. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the 2 of Wands. And we need 1 more card, please. Angels, ancestors, guardians, God, spirit. We need, there it is, 5 of Swords. And then, oh, look there at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the way that I read this is past, present, and future. This card sits between the past and the present. This card sits between the present and the future. And as always, the cards at the bottoms of the deck are our clarifiers, okay? Or the root of the cause of the situation. All right, so starting with the past right here. We have, and sitting in the past, the 3 of Cups in reverse. So this is a little bit of feeling kind of isolated, feeling kind of alone. It could be that, you went through a situation where you maybe even lost a friendship or a community group, a family group even. Maybe you've separated yourself, you've isolated yourself, or perhaps it's not even that you lost your friends or family or loved ones or community. It's not even that. It's that you are choosing to isolate yourself. A lot of times, when we're going through not just hard times, but spiritual growth, we need to isolate ourselves. We need to pull ourselves back from the world at large so that we can get the, focus that we need. And that's interesting because it's sitting right beneath the guardian angel. You are not alone. So even though in the past you've been feeling very lonely, maybe you've been feeling like you've been going through this entire situation completely alone, And that's all you see. When you look around, you're like, well, I've been dealing with this by myself. No, you haven't. You were never alone. You have never been alone, not one single second of your entire life, nor will you ever be alone. And so though you thought you were walking through this valley by yourself, you have been fully divinely supported the whole time. The choices you've been making, the paths you've been taking, the doors that have been opening for you are because you were never alone, okay? Now, moving forward into the present. So again, we have that guardian angel sitting there, and then we have that Two of Wands in reverse. So this is that fear of change, all right? You know, you've been going through, okay, like I said, Divine Feminine, you've got a, you know, your past. There's something in your past that's holding you back that you need to let go of. You need to quite literally cut it out so that you can restore the balance and the harmony to your life and get on a new path, right? And then Divine Masculine, you know, you've got these fears that have been making you feel very disconnected, and you've been out living beyond your means. You've been trying to fill yourself up with all these things that you think are going to make you feel satisfied, yet at the end of the day you don't. You feel very disconnected, and that's because you're living in your own head. You're living in these fears, these unnecessary fears. So here we are, we're sitting in the present, and this is that Two of Wands in reverse, and this is that fear of change. This is maybe even bad planning. Sometimes Two of Wands can be bad planning. So, you know, maybe you had plans that you made for the future that just didn't work out. That can happen, all right? But what's interesting is also, you see how that's sitting underneath this number 9, I'm a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. Again, you're being asked to let go of the things that no longer serve you. So maybe you made some plans that didn't work out. Maybe it's time to let go of those things that no longer serve your best and highest good. You know, just because you spent a lot of time and money doing something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, okay? You're being asked to let go of. And maybe, you know, some of you got a fear of change because even though it's not the right path, it's the only path, you know, you're being told to let go of that, to stop focusing on what you don't want and focus only on what you do want, okay? Because look, moving forward into the future, all right, when you let go of these things that no longer serve your best and highest goods, and when you stop focusing on you know, these changes that are coming that you're afraid of, and you start embracing the change. When you surrender and receive, what did I say? When we surrender and we receive, look what's coming, all right? You've got this balance, and then you have this Five of Swords in reverse, okay? Five of Swords in reverse is, you know, that desire to reconcile, that desire to forgive, that desire to move forward. And look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups. That's those new feelings, that new intuition, tapping into your highest truth. You know, it's interesting. The Ace of Cups for me, a lot of times, is getting to know your higher self and becoming the co-creator with source energy, right? And so that's what's happening when you are let go of this fear of change, when you let go of this past plans maybe that didn't work out for you, when you restore the balance to your life, when you start focusing on what you do want, then you're going to make room for this desire to forgive, for this desire maybe to reconcile. Maybe some of you are going to be able to heal these relationships that you had to walk away from, okay? Maybe you're going to be able to heal. But regardless, what I hear when I say this desire to reconcile in my head is not even a relationship I hear. What I hear is a desire to reconcile you, your higher self, and the creator, you know, and become a co-creator and restore that balance in your life so that your cup can overflow. This is what I'm reading very clearly. It's time for you to walk away from the things that no longer serve you, to focus on what you do need to be focusing on, the things that you do want to restore that balance in your life, and to reconcile yourself and your higher self and with the creator and become a co-creator in your life, to restore that balance within yourself. Because when you do, look what you get. I mean, those are new feelings, new intuition, new spirituality, but more than anything, this is God offering you a cup that overflows. Look, a creator handing you a cup that overflows. It's yours to take. You just have to be willing to let go of the things that no longer serving you. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Twin flames. It is time to let that go. All right. I hope you found this so helpful. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. Comment, share, however you feel the need to get this message out, because I'm sure there's somebody you know who could hear this, that needs to hear this message as well. So feel free to share it. Talk to me about what's going on in your world. I want to know. I don't want to be up here talking to myself. Leave me some comments, please, please, please. And until I see you again, know how much I love you, and I hope you keep on praying. Bye, Twin Flames.